setting and getting the values of an attribute using the input components. So I have given input components. Previously, we have taken these input components with the help of IDs. So I can say name, your ID I have taken. Now I don't want to take ID, I want to take attributes. So how you are taking attributes? Your attribute name equal to type equal to string. Attribute salary. This is just like taking the values from EF page, saving them to variable of Apex class. There is to set the variable and get the variable. Here, whatever the data we are entering here, I want to set it to a value. How do you refer to attribute? That name doesn't make any impact here. Name of the element doesn't really make any impact. If you want to give it, you can give it. So here I was giving type. It's not A. I was supposed to give V. Then what was that? Salary, this one. Basic mistakes. Yeah. Now, we already seen this input component, Lightning input. In the input, if you want to take a number, we are trying to take a number. What is the type we give? Type equal to number. We give type equal to number. The same thing I have given here. Type equal to number. Type equal to number. Now, I was supposed to apply the basic style of your CSS box. Wherever there is possible, apply CSS. At least you remember some properties. What else we can give? Width, height, border, background. Then apply controller. Now we have not created a buttons here, so you are supposed to go for creating a buttons. Right. Then go to the show. Now I am giving where experience equal to component dot get v dot experience. Why you are giving v dot experience? Now whatever the value that you enter in this box, that is saved to v dot. Whatever the value you are entering here, that is saved to v dot experience. Then I am giving here if experience is greater than 5. Then set the value. How we are setting? Component dot set v dot, sorry. Then I'm giving, if you want to test it, how do you do it? Console dot log. Now in the Apex programming, you give system dot debug, right? Similarly, we have console dot log. This is for testing the execution order. Otherwise, I find it very difficult to know where the error is. Console dot log. Then run this application. Basic structure only, right? Basic structure only. So this is how I am getting the value. Setting the value. Now look at the format. There is some. Now whatever the data entered in this component, these are saved to attributes. As the values are saved to attributes, I am using component dot get. Previously, I am not setting this value to attribute, so directly with the help of IDs I have read. This one, I am setting these values to attributes. So from attributes, I am reading the value and I am setting the value. I hope everyone has followed this example. Am I clear with this? Can we do an example on this? Clear for everyone? So reading the components, whatever the value we are setting, that values are set to an attributes. From attributes, I am reading the value, performing a calculation. Shall we do an example on this? Can you write? Right? So let us take a basic example. What are the values I am entering? Those values should be saved to attributes. should calculate the interest. It should reset the value. Calculate the interest, this should reset the value. Calculate the interest, reset the value. Everyone start implementing this example. Online people also start writing this example, boss. Everyone make an attempt of writing this program. So we have era attribute. Because I'm taking 4 values. So I have era attribute name, rate, I'll just create a card also. Icon name, I can take I'm doing some calculation. Some value I'm taking basically. Utility. Value equal to v dot amount. The same story I'm giving here. Then what we are supposed to do with that? So, I'm going to create a buttons here. You are set. Now, if you want the buttons on the left hand side, when you set it, footer will come on the right. If you want to set it on the left hand side, create a div, make it as a center, push it out. One click. Lightning. This is how we created. Then I am going for a style. Again, the same story. Box, but this time I will increase the size of the box. If you remove the border, probably the only card will be displayed. Then we had a margin left. Then go back to the component display. I have not created any controller, just UI. I created a div. Within that div, I am creating a card so that the size of the card will be fixed. Now I am going for a Lightning application. Component. First, let us have a basic look. This is what I got. This is what I received. Even within the card also, whatever the body we are displaying, you want to give some div here, we can do that. Within the card also, I am taking a div. The padding is sufficient, I guess. Okay. What was that? Go to the app. Not applied. Again, the story I have to give. With not getting applied. Some issue. Okay, fine. Let me not get into this much. Now, what was the problem here? If you look at this, the buttons are also not getting displayed here, right? Again, box height I need to give it. I gave us 3. This is 500, right? Okay, let me increase to 400. I'll do one thing. Probably the CSS is not getting sufficient. Let us remove this first. Now, what was the card? Footer. Some issue with this. 1 minute, Amma. Jura set attribute footer. The footer we are giving. That's not the problem. See, my card can be anywhere. I can put anywhere within my requirement. You cannot say that it should be only within the div. So what if I have a requirement? Right. So let me give it. Okay. Now look at the format. This is what I have given. So go back to the CSS and decrease this length. Okay. Now go back to this. This is a component what I created. Now what I want looking at, when you click on the calculate the operation, this is the basic UI what I created. This is the basic UI what I created. This is the basic UI what I created. So when I'm going for this, let us go to this, create a controller. Calculate. This is the reason why I'm asking you to use more number of CSS. Still, we are not achieved the requirement properly because I need to put a div here. Otherwise, what is happening? This compact. I don't want to give such a compact. I want to give a space and display the element. Now it is coming border to border. It is a 0.0, 0. I want to give a padding for this element. So I was supposed to apply some CSS for that element. Okay. Now read the value where component dot get v dot get equal to. Then what we have done? So now you set it component dot set v dot interest, setting the value, getting the value. Similarly, we have reset data. So where we had component event now instead of giving a 0, I am giving a blank. Let us see what will be the behavior of this. For testing, what we are doing was, I told console.log. Where do you find this console.log? Let me show this. What was that? Line number 10. What was that? Interest. Line number stream exception exhibited found. Line number 10. Reset data colon
A function.
Yeah.
There.
You got habit of writing program in Visual Force. Right, chalo. Let us take this. Go for the component application. Have a preview. Now give a right click. Give a right click. What we have? Inspect. When you click a right click on give a inspect, what you are finding here? When you click on a console, you will be getting the console messages here. So how do you can find? You can give a right click, inspect, console. Whatever the console message you have given, all the console message will be given. So based on this console message, we can find out the statement is executed or not, which statement is running properly or not. Okay, like the way you have given system.debug, the same way I am giving console. Okay, then you can go with the cancel, reset the data. I hope you are good with this. Setting the data, getting the data. So till now, what we have seen, first we started with the component, then we have seen attributes, then we have seen calling a client-side controller, reading the values of the attribute, setting the values of attribute. Then we have gone with creating an input component. I don't want to take the data static data. I want to take the data dynamically. So I have created an input component. Using input component, I was trying to take the data. Then how to read this input component data in the client-side controller using ID. How to pass the values of input components to attribute. How to set the values, how to read the values. Then we have seen how to create a lightning card, how to design the lightning card as per your requirement. This is what we have done as of now. I hope all these concepts are clear. Right. Next, now I have a next requirement. My requirement was, boss, you are trying to create buttons very good. You are trying to create a buttons very good. If you remember well, in the Visual Force, we had a concept. Tab panel, panel grid. Do you remember the components? Do you remember the concepts of those? Let me show you for understanding purpose. Let me show that example. I hope you are following all these concepts, right? First, let me show the equivalent concept of what we have in the visual force. Then we'll come back to this accordion. You not shown the output here. I'll show the output here first. I hope you remember the tab panel with the tabs. Do you remember that? What was that? Panel bar. When I click on the panel, the data will be displayed. Whichever I click, that will be. Right? So panel bar. Tab panel is what? When you go to tab panel, the data will be displayed. You have tabs. When I click on this, the data will be displayed here. When it's a panel bar, what will happen? Whichever the panel you clicked, that panel data will be displayed. Whichever the panel you click, that panel data will be displayed. Any one panel. By default, the first panel will be there. When I click on the panel, the data will be displayed. In the visual force, we had a concept of panel bar with a panel bar item. Same concept in the Lightning we have as an accordion with accordion section item. So what was that concept here? Accordion with accordion section item. Why? Let us see. Why I want this concept was I have multiple pages, boss. I have a lot of information, basic information about a student. I want to create an account, contact, opportunity. Now when I click on this, account fields will be displayed, where I will enter the data. When I click on this, opportunity fields will be displayed, where I enter opportunity data. When I click on this, contact data will be displayed, where I enter contact information. Click on save, insert account, insert contact, insert opportunity. Got it? Otherwise, I have account, the panel bar. When I click on this, list of child opportunities are displayed here. List of child contacts are displayed here. List of child cases are displayed here. I have account corresponding contacts, opportunities, cases. Right, boss? Okay. Now, in that case, how do you display it? We have in the Lightning accordion. What we have? Accordion. Now, look at this. What was the accordion? The same story. Accordion is same story. When I click on this, there the panel bar you are getting, we are applying a CSS, but here the look and feel is different. But at the end of the game, what is the concept we have? Concept is the same. At the end of the game, what is the concept we have? Concept is the same. Concept is the same. There is no difference in the concept. Concept is the same. Concept is the same. Okay. So each one is called here. Whatever you have seen, this is a panel bar item. Within this panel bar item, we are writing the data. Similarly, accordion section, accordion section, accordion section. So the entire structure is called accordion. In the accordion, whatever you are finding here is called accordion section. Accordion section 1, accordion section 2, accordion section 3. Like that we are giving accordion section. Now what we are giving? Accordion section. Now for every section, there will be a label, there will be a name. How do I know which one you selected? Based on the name, I am going to say which one you have selected. So basically we have accordion with accordion section. What is the concept we have? Accordion section. Now look at this. This is to understand creating a multiple input components and multiple sections. So what we have given was Lightning accordion section. Now look at this. We have accordion section. Accordion section should be a child component of accordion. So we have label. I'm giving only for understanding. I'm giving some data here. Understand it. As I have to display some data, I'm just giving account name, industry. Some data I'm giving. Now let us go with this. Let us print it first. We have whichever the section we are giving. Now I'll put this within a card. If you put this within a card, again we get a layers. Card is there. Within the card, the body part I can give this accordion. Now in the accordion, so every section may also have buttons. Every section may also have buttons or symbols. Then what happened? Again, if you want to set the actions for every accordion, attribute, era, set, attribute, action. Whatever the actions we are defining, they'll come on the right corner. For every accordion, I can set the attributes. So first, before we go further, let us understand this. What was the first one? Look at the properties. The properties. Body, that's a fixed class, normal one. Title of the component. When you keep a cursor like this, a pop-up box is coming like component reference. That is called title. Active section name. We got multiple sections. In that multiple section, which section should be active? Okay, that I can give. Allow multiple section open. Now you want to open multiple. Now what is happening? Only one section is opening at a time. I want to open multiple sections at a time. Now we can say allow multiple section open. On section toggle. When I click on one component, you want to perform some action. This is a invocation of action. So what I can do now, action section name, allow multiple section. I can try this 2 elements here. CIK. I want this component to be open. What is it? Opportunity is open. Previously, what is open? Account is open. By default, the first one will be open. Now, I gave a name. Based on the name only, they recognize which element should be open. Right. What is the next one we had? Let us go to the attribute. What was this? If it is true, all sections will be closed by default, and was not found. This attribute is not running. Is it deprecated? This attribute is not working for it. Unable to recognize it. No issue. Fine. So what is the core purpose of this? Have you followed? Right. So this attribute is not working. The attribute what they have mentioned is not working for us. Okay. Now the properties are clear. Okay. Now we have seen accordion section. We have seen accordion section. What is this accordion section? It is a child component. In the child component, what we have? Body is common, class is common, title is common, name is common, label is common, action. Now what is this action? Because they gave a component called action, I can use URA set attributes equal to action. I can go with URA attributes equal to action. For the last component, I am going to give URA set you go to the action, right? So if you look at this, now all the properties are clear. Body, every component will have a body, class, title. When you keep a cursor, tooltip, name of the section, label name, action. So accordion section, accordion section. I hope you are good with this. People are good with this. Any other query from your end? Clear? So can I merge this with a card again? Okay. So basically, let us have a quick notes on this. So basically what it creates? It will create vertical sections on the component. It will create vertical sections on the component. Accordion will create vertical sections on the component. Okay. So what are the attributes you have taken? Active section name. I hope everyone has followed this example. Clear? Then we are supposed to understand a combination of this with a card. How we can use a card with a section. At the end of the game, everything is a card, boss. Everything is a card or everything is good with div. Either we take a div or a card. We need to manage everything on the page because it's a white page. Lightning page is a white page. On the page, if you want to get a proper structure, either we need to go with a card or I need to go with a card. Either a card or a div. Either a card or a div. Only two options are there. So what is the component we have taken? This component find under this will create vertical now what are the attributes this component has? Panel bar, this component built-in SLDS. Application should extend suppose good. Attributes, title. Now, no such important attributes are available here. When you keep the cursor on the component, so what are the other attributes we have? Other valuable attributes, body, all these are regular attributes only. Take the name of the section. Whose content should be. Then we have similarly lightning. I'm not using the colon because if you use a colon, the Visual Force you throw error message. Okay, so I'm using it. That is defined under lightning. This is a child component of now attributes. These have a couple of attributes. What are the attributes? Label, this is a text message, should be displayed as title for the section on the header of name. This is a text value. Name will be used. Refer to the section. We have label action. If you want to define custom action and use grass set. I hope I'm good with this example. Right, boss? People are good with this example. Any query from your end? So can you try the example of chord with accordion? Now only the difference is in one accordion you create one component data. One is the basic information, another one is a communication data. Basically, right. Fine, boss. So here we are going to take what is the application? Lightning resource. Okay. I hope everyone is good with this, right? Okay. So we are going to wind up for the class now. Now the next class, what I'm going to take from the input components, whatever the data you are entering, this data should go to client side controller. From client side controller, I will be passing this data to server side. In the server side, I will insert a record. Now we have created a card with input components. My next example is when I click on this component, it should go to client side controller. Client side controller should make a DML operation on the server side. Then when I click on a button, I need to get the SQL query in the Apex class. Click on the button, client side controller, go to the server side, make a SQL query, get the list of record, display those list of record in the Lightning. So this will be the concept for the tomorrow's class. Now we have just seen in sequential order, seen a component, attribute, set the value, get the value. Then we have seen how to create the input component, read the value using ID, don't use the value. Sometimes I don't want to go with attribute, I want to go with IDs. Then to get a proper look and feel, I applied some div with style. Now I want to use a standard Lightning component style, so I went to Lightning card, right? Then we need to go to send this data to server side, perform the operation. Once that operation is done on the server side, our example is going to be how to optimize the code. How to optimize the code with the help of helpers. Then we understand what is the purpose of helper, how to optimize the code with the help of, with the help of helper method. With that, basic template structure will be known to you. Then we will try to understand what is an event, how do you transfer the data from one component to another component, how to navigate from one component to another component. That will be the next section. I hope you are clear. If you know sequentially, basically I am working on output based structure. The order of what I am taking is generally what will be the usage of your Lightning in the applications. For that, whatever the components are required, I am taking a particular order. I am not going with the alphabetical order or something. General structure what we take in the application format. If you want to build any use case, the structure I am taking. So tomorrow it will be invoking a server side operation within the client side, performing a SQL and displaying the list of records in the client side. Then if time permits, I will go with optimizing the code with the help of helper. Otherwise next week it will be helper with events. Right, boss? I hope everyone is good. Structures are clear for everyone. Right? Chalo. That's all from my end. See you all in the session.
Yeah, hello, Satish.
Tomorrow class will be
I have one question.
Class will be at
Hello.
10:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Class
Hello,
will be at
Satish.
10:30 a.m. Right? Don't delay. If you are delayed, number of examples will be